In this video, we are talking about how to read a book, the entire process, and 7 helpful tips that can make your reading experience much better. Let's go. Hello everyone, Prado here, and in this channel, I share interesting ideas and stories from non-fiction books, the internet, and life. And today, we're talking about books, how to read a book, the entire process from start to end, everything. In this video, I won't be talking about how to know which book to read, as it depends on person to person. I'll share what happens after you choose a book. Also, this video is for non-fiction books only. The idea behind the process is to help us retain information from the books we read. Let's get started. Step number 1, why? Why are you reading this book? What's the motive behind it? What's your expectations from this book? Find an empty page at the start of the book and start writing. But Prado, why should we do this? Why should we write? Why are we reading this book? Well, we all know that it's good to know why are we doing something, right? But my main idea behind me doing this is that let's just imagine that we are 40 years old right now, and when we read back those pages we written 20 years ago about our mindsets of why are we reading this book and how far we have come, how much the book changed our life, writing why can completely change a book's experience. But Prado, what if I'm not reading a physical book? Well, I'd suggest creating a digital note before you start reading a book and write few words down. At start, it may look like a task, but eventually you'll love doing this. Step number 2, highlight. A pen and a highlighter. Pen is equal to read again, probably in future, or just read it again to understand it better. Number 2, highlighter. Highlighter is equal to document it, taking digital notes of things I highlighted. I also use pen to write stuff down throughout the book at random places. I also keep a note nearby while reading if I think there is something that needs to be written down. And then later, I take pictures of it and put them in the digital notes. Step number 3, digital notes. Every Sunday, I spend some time converting my thoughts, the highlights, and the important parts of the book into digital notes. I created an extensive video sharing how to take digital notes. You can click here and check it out. Quick recap. Number 1, before starting this book, let's write why. Why are we reading this book? Number 2, while reading the book, highlight the important parts. Number 3, chapter-wise or after reading the book, make sure we are converting the book notes into digital notes. Perfect. Now let's talk about what should we do next. This is probably one of the most important aspects of having your experience in reading much better. That is to reflect. Reflecting on what you learned, how effective was it? Did it fulfill your curiosity? Did it fulfill your expectations? Reflecting on interesting parts and writing down stories that you will never forget till the rest of your life. You can do that at the end of the book or in the digital notes. After you've reflected, I suggest sharing the notes with the public on the internet. You can blog about them, write Twitter threads, newsletters, make videos, create them as if you're creating them for your future self. These notes are basically saving your future time. Sometimes you don't have to read the entire book again. You can just read the content you created on top of it. Now, I'm super excited to share these 7 little tips. These tips can help your reading experience much better. Number 1, no distractions. Keep your phone aside, keep it probably on the other side of the room, and read the book peacefully. Number 2, read line by line. Have you ever read a page and forgot what did you read in the entire page? Well, this is the solution. Read line by line. Number 3, if you're a beginner, I suggest you read the book out loud. It helps. Number 4, writing when. This is a small thing, but it's extremely effective. When did you start this book? When did you finish this book? When did you start it again? When did you finish it again? 20 years down the lane, you'll be happy to see this kind of documentation. Number 5, read again. Books aren't meant to be read only once. You can learn more by reading one good book 10 times than reading 10 books once. Number 6, have a fidget around. I use this when I read a book and they make me keep my mind focused on the book. Number 7, read non-fiction during the day, especially early mornings, and biographies and fiction at night. Alright guys, this is how I read my books. This process has worked for me and I hope it works for you as well. If it doesn't, let me know your views and let me know how it works for you so that I can learn as well. Happy reading y'all. I'll see you guys in the next video.